Hello. In today's video, we shall learn in detail about a pteridophyte, namely Lycopodium. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding about the morphology and anatomy of Lycopodium species and also about its life cycle showing alternation of generation. Let us start with the introduction to Lycopodium. Lycopodium is commonly known as club moss or ground pine due to its moss-like appearance and club-shaped strobili. It is a pteridophyte abundantly found in tropical zones. It has two phases in the life cycle, that is, sporophytic phase and gametophytic phase. The plant-bearing Strobilus is the sporophytic phase of the life cycle, and the top-shaped Prethallus, which gives rise to the Antheridia and Archegonia, is the gametophytic phase of the life cycle. Let us look into the morphological characteristics of the Sporophyte. The plant body is herbaceous, small, and sporophytic. The sporophytic plant body is differentiated into stem, leaf, and root. Lycopodium are flowerless, vascular, terrestrial, or epiphytic plants. The sporophytic plant body of Lycopodium consists of a slender, branched stem with numerous leaves known as microphylls and a dichotomously branched root. The stem of Lycopodium clavatum is creeping, that of Lycopodium cernum is erect, while Lycopodium phlegmaria stem is erect and pendent. The stem is dichotomously branched. The leaves are simple, small, sessile, innumerable in number, and are similar in size and shape. Each leaf possesses an unbranched midrib. In Lycopodium clavatum, the leaves are found spirally arranged along the main axis of the stem. In Lycopodium cernum, the leaves are arranged in whorls. The roots arise from the underside of the creeping stem. The first root or the primary root is short-lived. Adventitious roots arise singly or in groups. Branching of roots is dichotomous. Let us learn about the anatomy of Lycopodium root. Transverse section of root shows the following parts. Epidermis, a single-layered epidermis made up of parenchymatous cells. It shows the presence of root hairs which arise in pairs. Cortex, it is massive, several layers in thickness. The cortex shows two distinct zones, outer cortex and inner cortex. The outer cortex is made up of thick-walled sclerenchymatous cells. The inner cortex consists of thin-walled parenchymatous cells. Stele in general refers to the central cylinder of vascular tissue consisting of xylem, phloem, pericycle, sometimes along with medullary rays and pith. In Lycopodium, the stele is protostelic, that is, phloem surrounds the xylem, with Monarch Stele, stele with one xylem strand in young roots, and Diarch, that is, a stele with two xylem strands in older roots. Xylem is arranged as C or U-shaped structure with protoxylem at the tip of it. The phloem cells lie in between the xylem. By the way, if you're getting some value out of this video, please like and share the video so that all of us can learn, unlearn and relearn together. Also, please consider subscribing the channel and press the bell icon to get instant notification of all the upcoming videos. Let us take a section of Lycopodium leaf to understand its anatomy. Section of leaf shows a single layered epidermis covered with thick cuticle. Stomata is present on both the surfaces. Beneath the epidermis lies the undifferentiated mesophyll tissue made up of rounded or angular parenchymatous cells. These cells have a number of intercellular spaces between them. In the center is present a single median concentric vascular bundle. Xylem is surrounded by phloem. Xylem shows annular or spiral tracheids, and phloem contains sieve cells and phloem parenchyma. Let us study the anatomy of Lycopodium stem. Internally, the stem of Lycopodium clavatum consists of epidermis, a broad cortex and a central stele. Cortex shows distinct three zones: peripheral or outer zone, middle zone and inner zone. The outer and inner zones consists of thickened sclerenchymatous cells, while the middle zone consists of thin-walled parenchymatous cells containing few chloroplasts. One-celled thick endodermis separates the stele from the cortical region. Inner to endodermis is present multi-layered thin-walled pericycle. Stele is protostelic with protoxylem and metaxylem. Protoxylem is exarch, that is, protoxylem is situated at the outer edges of each xylem mass. It consists of annular or spiral tracheids. Metaxylem consists of scalariform tracheids. The phloem is composed of sieve tubes, sieve plates, phloem parenchyma, but companion cells are absent. Since cambium, that is, meristematic cells which form secondary xylem and phloem, are absent in the stele, there is no development of secondary tissue. Next is the Strobilus of Lycopodium. Aggregation of sporophylls is called a Strobilus. Each Strobilus is a slender structure, sessile or stalked, simple, unbranched or dichotomously branched. It is formed at the apex of the vegetative branch in the form of a cone. Sporophylls are arranged spirally and bear sporangia on their adaxial surface. Sporangium is kidney-shaped and has a multicellular short stalk. Each sporangium is provided with sterile jacket layer. Within the jacket layer is the fertile sporogenous tissue provided with a nutritive layer known as tepetum. The sporogenous tissue differentiates into spore mother cell, which undergoes reduction division to form spore tetrad. The spores are similar and hence known as homosporous. The spores are unicellular with a single nucleus and cytoplasm. Each spore has a triradiate ridge and a thick spore wall. The wall of the sporangium has a specialized structure, stomium, from which the spores are liberated. Development of spores mark the onset of gametophytic generation. Next is the gametophytic generation. Under suitable condition, the spore develops into a top-shaped prothallus, which shows two distinct regions, lower conical region and upper broad generative region. The former bears a number of rhizoids, while the latter forms several Archegonia on the margins and Antheridia in the center. The Antheridia produce anthrozoids or spermatozoids, and the Archegonium produces the egg. Anthrozoids are biflagellate and in the presence of water swim and reach the archegonial neck in order to fertilize the egg. Only one spermatozoid is successful in reaching the egg. Fertilization takes place, resulting in the formation of zygote or oospore. Reduction division takes place in the oospore, resulting in the formation of embryo. This embryo gives rise to a sporophytic plant. It depends on the gametophytic plant for nutrition. After several years, it becomes independent. So, Lycopodium shows alternation of generation in its life cycle with distinct sporophytic and gametophytic generation. Let us summarize the life cycle of Lycopodium. The sporophytic plant body of Lycopodium, which is diploid, has aggregate of sporophylls called Strobilus. Sporophyll bear sporangia. The sporogenous tissue of the sporangia differentiates into spore mother cell, which undergoes meiosis to form haploid spore. The spore forms the prothallus. It gives rise to Antheridium and Archegonium. The Antheridium forms anthrozoids and the Archegonium forms the egg. The egg and anthrozoid fuse to form the diploid zygote. The zygote develops into the embryo, which forms the new Lycopodium plant body. So today, we have learnt about the morphology and anatomy of Lycopodium in detail, giving more importance to its life cycle, which shows alternation of generation. I have some practice questions for you. Please share your answers in the comment section below. You can pause the video and write down the questions if you like. Thank you so much for your time and participation. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider subscribing the channel and press the bell icon to get instant notification of all the upcoming videos. Also, if you want to discuss any particular topic in biology, please mention that in the comments section below. I'll see you there. Goodbye. All the best.